Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Before starting, subscribe and like the videos, it really helps a lot. The content from this video are taken from the web novel and manga series of Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. Now please enjoy the video. Volume 10 Chapter 7 Lifestyle in the House Part 1. Since Sylphy and I got married, 2 months have passed. The Magic University is starting a new school term, and I was promoted to a second-year student. My lifestyle has changed greatly. First, since I've moved out of the dorm, it's become a lifestyle of commuting from home. I wake up in the morning in a large bed in my own room. During this time, if Sylphy is sleeping next to me, I give her a good morning kiss. Sylphy starts her mornings early, and so she gets out of bed at the same time as me. After that, I perform my training that has become a daily routine. Running in a circle around the neighborhood and then swinging the stone sword I created for the duel with Luke the other day. The same as always, I still can't wear fighting spirit. However, it's not like my training is pointless. During my training, for some reason Badagadi shows his face at times as well. If he were to laugh in his usual large voice, it would be an annoyance for the neighborhood, but I can't really treat him cruelly. Badagadi occasionally acts as my opponent in training. If you were to speak of it in terms of skill, he doesn't reach the level of Rudy or Ghislaine. On the contrary, he'll probably fall behind even Paul and Eris. No, rather than saying it as falling behind, it's more a feeling of he can do it but he doesn't do it. He's blatantly cutting corners on the defense side. Because he possesses an immortal body, he must not feel the necessity. The advice he occasionally gives is unexpectedly accurate. If he were to fight seriously, he might be considerably strong. After returning from training, Sylphy greets me after making breakfast. Badagadi eats meals with us and soon after disappears. Badagadi's conduct is always a mystery. I wonder what he's thinking about. It doesn't feel like he's thinking about much at all though. On the days when Badagadi doesn't come, the two of us eat while flirting. For example, on Part 2 after breakfast ends we go to the Magic University. There's about 30 minutes of walking in distance to the school. Zanoba said, it's a bit inconvenient but it doesn't feel all that far. If you run it's right nearby. We usually arrive at somewhat of an early time for classes. I separate with Sylphy in front of the dorms. After that, I have a bit of time to kill, so I go to see Cliff or Zanoba. Cliff spends the entire morning conducting research on the curse. After borrowing a research room, he spends the time disassembling magic items bestowed with magic power and looking through books investigating their magic circles. It seems eventually he intends to start producing an original magic tool. Even though we say transfer the curse, I can't even aim a guess at the method after all. But if my hypothesis is correct, it should be possible to make a magic tool that can negate the curse. That hypothesis is something along the lines of, magic items imbued with magic power, and curses, are the same type of thing. If an object has a curse, then it's a magic item imbued with magic power. If a person has a curse, then it's a cursed child, is what it means. In other words, if something can be done about the effect of magic items imbued with magic power, it should be possible to do something about curses as well. Something or other are pretty vague words that continued to come out, but the research has only just started, so it's just to point things out. Up until now, I have nothing that I need to request of you. Since this is my research after all, please let me do it myself. Of course, I have no intention of slighting you, but I have my own pride as well. He said it with the tone of a child who thinks their toy is about to be taken away. Putting aside if it was Nanahoshi, but even if I help out I can't imagine it would provide all that much progress. Incidentally, if I visit in the afternoon there's a high probability that I'll run into Elinalise being all clingy, so I avoid that. It's often that Zanoba is spending all day every day in the research room. Fundamentally he spends most of the time deciphering the notes found in the mansion or rubbing cheeks together with the automatic doll we found. He still hasn't shown any results yet, but it can't be helped. Zanoba's passion towards dolls is genuine. I'm sure he'll eventually solve the mysteries of the automatic doll. Please take care of things on Julie's side, Shosho. I will somehow manage things on this side. I intend to believe in and leave it to Zanoba. However, it seems Zanoba is afraid I'll be unable to be patient and meddle with it. It seems he completely thinks that if I lend a hand the research will quickly be over. Each and every one of them is placing too much expectation on me. Even though I wouldn't know about things outside of my specialty. However, since I'm being left out, it's a bit lonely. Incidentally, the production of the Red Dragon figure is progressing slowly during the recreation time from the research. Julie is nearby making a doll. She was given a single desk for the purpose of working and she dedicates herself to nothing but practice. Grandmaster, today as well, please take care of me. Since it's become that I can't teach her magic at night, I teach Julie earth magic in the morning. It's almost been a year since we met her. Her growth is something remarkable, but in order to realize the mass production plan, it's still a ways in the future. For now there's no option other than to honestly continue repetitive practice. According to Sylphy, if you continue to use the same type of magic from the time when you're young, your precision will get higher as well. I haven't taught her a single bit of others, she's been learning nothing but earth magic. If Sylphy's theory is correct, with this she could become an expert of earth magic. I'm sure it would be fine to wait until she grows a bit more before moving on to the next stage. There's no need to hurry. Part 3 at noon I go to the dining hall. There was the idea to make a bento as well, but various things happened and it was abandoned. The edge of the first floor of the dining hall has become our exclusive seating. Even though I say us, fundamentally it's just Zanoba, Julie, and I, then occasionally Badagadi, Cliff, Elinalise, Ranoa, and Purasana are added on. Also, everyday Luke or Sylphy show their faces. It's not like they eat together with us, but they exchange a couple of words with us and then return. It's supposedly a ploy intended to show that Ariel and I have this sort of connection. Luke doesn't particularly talk about anything, but recently I've somewhat started flirting with the Fitts senpai, who has become more woman-like with her hair growing out. Even though I say that, since it seems there are still plenty of people who think she's a man, when they see us, there are guys who look at us with weird expressions as well. During the time when Sylphy is Fitts, it seems she doesn't want to be very clingy in public. Once I tried caressing her butt and she made this horribly saddened face towards me. She didn't get angry or glare at me, she just made a really sad face. It seems she really wants me to avoid doing perverted things at times when people are looking on. Naturally, I guess. Even though Sylphy isn't the type to mind public notice very much, it would be unpleasant for your own husband to be thought of as a monkey that gets sexually excited everywhere. At least in front of her, I want to appear attractive. After lunch I proceed to classes. Same as always, it's advanced healing magic and intermediate detoxification magic classes. Purasana sitting in the seat next to me, continues to do nothing but memorize, mutually cast healing magic on each other, or eat meat. On the days without lessons, I teach Ranoa attack magic. Recently, Boss's body touching has stopped NYA. Even though the scent of sexual excitement is amazing, since you never lay your hands on us, the sense of discomfort is strong nano. The two can't hide their surprise over how I can maintain my reason. Since I decided to protect Sylphy's honor, other women are no touch. Occasionally Purasana comes out with, uff and nano, but I feel like she's making a fool of me, so I just ignore it. Since Ranoa is indifferent about various things, occasionally her panties are completely visible, but I try not to look at that as much as possible as well. The depth of my study since the time I was born continues to turn, today it was light blue. In the early afternoon I show my face in Nanahoshi's place. She's the same as ever soon Ken. After looking at since I returned to my condition with sexual desire and that feeling of misfortune coming on more. Around here you don't see it very often, it's a figure and features that match up with a Japanese. Since I got into this body as well there was some changes to my preferred taste, so I won't say it's all that great though. However, certainly I can feel the nostalgia. I'll just say this, but if you lay your hands on me, I'll go crying to Erstad. Please pardon me from that. If I stare at her too much, she comes out saying things like that. She knows that I excessively fear Erstad. Of course, I don't have any intention of laying my hands on her either. Therefore, this exchange is for the sake of maintaining our distance, it's something like a confirmation. Phew. Nanahoshi is usually irritated, moreover, I feel a bit impatient as well. However, in this past half year, the large pile of failed magic circles she had been saving up have already run out. I feel like we're getting close to the time when we arrive at the next phase. After I finish things with Nanahoshi's experiments, I go to meet with Sylphy. Fundamentally, Sylphy has continued the same until now as the princess's escort. As expected, even Princess Ariel would be considerate over newlyweds. After class, she ends her job of staying in the vicinity of the princess and returns home with me once. Even though I say that, since there's the guarding at night as well, after eating dinner together, cleaning the house a bit, and entering the bath, she soon returns back to the school. It feels like I've doubled her workload. We're causing her trouble. However, it seems like Sylphy doesn't feel that way herself. Somehow, having a house makes me feel relieved. Were her thoughts on the matter? Part 4 Guarding at night, I'll start referring to it as the night shift. Sylphy's night shift is 2 out of every 3 days. In other words, she has a day off once every 3 days. If I think about how she never had any days off until now, it's considerably insufficient. That's thanks to Elinalise. She bought into being the princess's escort. I've never actually seen Elinalise and Ariel talking, but it seems they get along considerably well. The raunchy Elinalise and the tidy Ariel. I thought they would be like water and oil, but it seems that's not the case. According to Sylphy, Ariel isn't all that tidy. Something about her putting on a good face in front of me. On the days with no night shift, we go shopping together in the market on the way home. We buy 3 days worth of food. Although, around this area the focus is generally on beans, potatoes, and things such as dried meat that can be preserved well. It's about time now that I feel like eating rice. If we were to expand the trade routes that Nanahoshi pioneered, wouldn't we be able to import rice from the south? I wonder. After returning home, we eat dinner. Different from her appearance as a track and field club girl, Sylphy is skilled at cooking. It seems her repertoire isn't all that large, though I'm treated to cooking with a nostalgic flavor. Her sense of seasoning is similar to the stuff I ate in Binna Village. I guess it's natural since she learned cooking from Lilia. After putting on an apron and energetically moving around in the kitchen, Sylphy is truly sweet, almost to the point that I want to embrace her from behind. Once, I offered to help her out with cooking as well, but I was gently refused. In regards to cooking food, it seems she has something she's not willing to turn over. Though it's not like she's a cook. Eventually, I'd like to try proposing something nude apron-like, but for some reason I can't shake the feeling that it would just be refused. When it comes time for dinner, occasionally visitors stop by. Even though I call them visitors, fundamentally there are certain 10 people who are invited to this house. Cliff and Elinalise visit frequently. I don't know if Zanoba is showing restraint, but he doesn't come very often. Nanahoshi comes at a rate of about once per month and uses the bath. It seems she really wants to come more often, but it seems she's showing restraint. I'll just say it to prevent misunderstandings, but I've never tried peeking in on Nanahoshi in the bath. I don't know if Nanahoshi is being cautious about that area as well, but she only ever seems to come by at the times when Sylphy is around. That's it guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want more and don't forget to like the videos.